in the new MZA office, i.e. my kitchen. My leg's recovering well. I had a ruptured Achilles. I'm in this kind of crazy space boot at the minute. It's amazing. That kind of supports my leg as I start to walk again. Still got the crutches, but I'm recovering well, apparently. I'm doing okay. I'm live now across Instagram, YouTube Live, Facebook, my wonderful Facebook Actors group, Actors Worldwide. If you're not on it, make sure you get across there and join Actors Worldwide. I'm on LinkedIn Live as well and Twitter Live. Let me know where you are watching from and say hello. It'd just be good to hear from you. Say hello. Let me know you're around. If you can, share this content across your feed. Get into this mindset of helping other actors. Let me know that you're on. We've got Luella, we've got Mike. Who else is around? Who's coming to join this chat? I'm going to be talking about one of the biggest mistakes that actors make. That really, the best actors in the world know this and use it to succeed and wow people. All right. Luella says, I'm from Newcastle. Wow. How are you doing, Luella? I hope you're well. Hey, Dex, you're on Kessia. Say hello. Come on. Say good morning. It'd be great to hear from you. It really, really would. What are we all doing today? So I'm not going to delay too much. I really, really want to get into this because it's very, very interesting stuff. I'm really good. Thanks, Luella. Really, really good. How are things up in Newcastle? Did you enjoy the weather? Newcastle's a really good vibe. I love the Northeast. Genuinely love it. I want to do some workshops up there, actually. You've just reminded me. So, guys, you're along for the ride. You're about to find out one of the biggest mistakes that actors make. If you learn this and genuinely believe in this, your performances, your value as an actor will just skyrocket. Luella says it was boiling yesterday, but it's okay now. Yes, it is. It's beautiful now. There's a breeze. It's just kind of warm enough to make you feel good and kind of make you feel really positive. Good morning. Just cycled 15 miles. First time in 3 years. My bottom is sore now. Thanks, Kessia. I would say too much information, but not at all. It sounds like you've had loads of fun and you're feeling really good about that. Right. What mistake do actors make? So, when actors come to me for the first time, some of them say, look, I'm there because I want to feel really confident. They come, right, I want to be the next James Bond because they perceive that being on camera and being really cool will make them feel so good. And that's a really, really good one, actually. I didn't even think of that. But James Bond, from when the original James Bond was all about posing and having the gun and the girls. And then what they did is they realized that times had changed and cinema had changed. And they got, who's the new James Bond? Somebody tell me, what's his name? The newest James Bond, they then made him more vulnerable. They didn't make him all about posing and they made him real. And that's what cinema has become. That's what television has become. It's become real. But actors still turn up effectively wanting you to make them 100% comfortable all the time so that they feel comfortable. So that I'm teaching them to act so that then when they're in the middle of a scene, they just feel bravado and comfort. And really, that's not actually the aim, would you believe? You're not aiming to feel comfortable at all. In fact, the more uncomfortable you feel constantly during your performance, TV, screen, theatre, the better. Yes. Now, so Kessie says, I know you up for the new James Bond. Your acting is amazing. No, I'm not. Okay. I'm a retired actor. So well, thank you very much. So what are you aiming for? Why can you not feel comfortable on camera? Okay, so the majority of scripts, and in fact, you cannot have a scene or a script without some type of conflict. Okay, conflict creates, and what conflict is actually You've got to think, you know, Happy Valley, wonderful series, TV, films that are made. They show the flaws in humanity. They show people's flaws. Now, what is required of the modern actor is to actually be able to take their personality traits and who they are and lay out their flaws. Basically, the things that you, right now, are not actually happy to show people. We live in a social media kind of times where people are actually not showing their flaws, they're showing the best version of themselves. And people want to do that in their acting class. People want to do that when they go on camera. But acting is not about that. Acting is actually about doing the opposite. It's about showing the flaws in humanity. And as an actor, you've got to get very, very good at playing out aspects of yourself that you do not feel comfortable with, that you know, would rather not show people. But what actually happens is when you get into a space where you are genuinely showing a side to yourself that you don't feel comfortable with, an amazing effect happens, and that's called vulnerability. And vulnerability is everything on camera. When a camera picks up vulnerability in a human, there is no better effect. No one's ever won an Oscar. No one's ever won a BAFTA. No one's ever won a huge award without bringing out vulnerability on camera. So ask yourself, what is your aim? Is it to feel comfortable? Okay? Or is it to feel vulnerable on camera? Vulnerability doesn't feel safe. Vulnerability doesn't feel particularly good a lot of the time. But this is what the best actors do for their craft. The best at this, the best actor at this right now is Stephen Graham, without a doubt for me. He is the best actor for every single time you look at him, you see vulnerability. Go back, watch YouTube, whatever it is, watch clips of Stephen Graham. And that's why he's risen so fast. Vulnerability is everything. So once you actually come to terms with the fact that you shouldn't, in a way, you should feel comfortable in and around a camera. You should feel comfortable in and around a set. But as soon as you hear action, you're not actually destined. Your destination is not to feel comfortable. Your destination is to feel vulnerable. And how do you do that? You start to actually lay out and allow people to look at the vulnerable sides of you. What is it you don't like about yourself? What is it that you know? And actually, in a way, you start to feel comfortable with the parts of yourself that you know are ugly. Okay, you start to understand the parts of your makeup that aren't particularly attractive. And you start to feel comfortable laying them out on camera, laying them out in a scene. Because once you do, it's in your eyes, it's in your demeanor, you look vulnerable. And if you start to play out scenes with vulnerability, and you start to genuinely start to capture that in your scenes and the way that you act, you will then become and start to rise the ranks very, very fast. Because that is where the real gold is, in your vulnerability as an actor. So, and it's tough, but that is the key. That is the secret, guys. It genuinely is. Okay, so quick one. What I'd like you all to do is, if you like this value, is go over to Zina Acting tips on YouTube, where I've got long form, lots and lots of advice for actors, obviously for free. Go on my link tree, linktr.ee/Matt Zina, and you can find so many ways to get involved with how we work at MZA, all of the different ways in which we can coach actors. Make sure you go and check it out. It's in the description. We have so many ways to train actors, and we have so much success with actors. Jane Masters has just joined. We've just done a self-tape together. She has just produced the best self-tape she's ever produced. Absolutely amazing. Well done, Jane. Have the most amazing day, guys. Much love. And remember, it's vulnerability and not actually feeling comfortable that is the